Last episode we finished the playing surface. Tight, smooth, and ready to go. Now we move on to the interior walls, and this is where precision really starts to matter. Alright, quick note here, I started the camera a little late on this first section, but this is 1/8 inch ash plywood being wrapped around the interior wall. I'm using 1-inch finish nails with an air nailer to secure it to the frame, working it tight to the wall as I go. With material this thin, you want it seated, clean, and consistent the entire way around. This is where precision matters. Any gaps or uneven spots here will show up later. And this next part is something you'll run into if you're not careful with thin material. Right there, that's exactly what you don't want. This stuff looks flexible, but it doesn't like sharp stress, especially around tighter corners. This is one of those moments where rushing costs you more time than slowing down. So instead of trying to force it or patch it, I pull it off and reset. Off camera, I cleaned up the edge, so I've got a fresh, straight starting point again. With thin plywood like this, it's better to take your time and let it bend naturally instead of trying to force it into place. Alright, same thing here, camera started a little late again, but this is the next section going in. Coming around this corner, I'm taking it a little slower, letting the material bend naturally instead of forcing it. That's the key to keep it from cracking. Now as we come down the dealer side, the wall drops from 11 inches down to 7. This creates more working space for chips, payouts, and overall table function. This is one of those small design choices that makes a big difference once the table's in use. Once it's in position, I start locking it in place with finish nails, keeping everything tight and flush to the frame. To match the height change, I cut the lower section out using a razor and working it down clean to the frame. Then I come back through and finish securing everything, making sure the panel sits clean and consistent all the way through. Now we're into the final corners, and this is where everything needs to come together clean. To help control the material, I'm using a couple of clamps here. A large C clamp and an 18-inch bar clamp. just to hold everything tight while I work around the curve. With thin plywood like this, it's all about control. Let it bend gradually, keep it tight to the wall, and don't force it. After cracking that first piece earlier, this is where slowing down really pays off. As I come into the last section, this piece is just a little bit too long, so instead of forcing it, I decide to split it at one of the studs. From there, I measure out this final section. Cut it to fit. And bring it in tight. This last piece drops in clean, tight, flush, and exactly where it needs to be. Clean fit, tight seams, everything sitting exactly where it should. This is what you're after on the interior. Smooth, consistent, and built to last. If you're following along with the build, make sure you hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next step. Next episode, we lock in the exterior walls and bring the structure together. Structure beats luck.